We're back today with a scammer who has repeatedly threatened to block me, but for one reason or another has never yet done so. Let's go scambaiting. A quick recap. This scammer offered me the chance to supposedly acquire the $30 billion legacy of a celebrity car dealer nobody has ever heard of, Davis Bond. Davis Bond died punctually on the 18th of December, and for some reason the scammer got really very annoyed when I kept inquiring to check if he was still dead. At the end of the previous episode, it really did sound like I was about to get blocked, but I kept in touch on a multiple times daily basis just to be sure. There, all caught up. What might happen next? I'd been emailing repeatedly with short messages, but the one that grabbed the scammer's attention was, unsurprisingly, "Hello, how do I pay?" McAllister answered, "Stop playing game with me and stop texting me, okay?" I explained, "I just wanted to know about Davis Bond. Please, can you tell me?" The scammer replied, "Are you stupid? Are you going to bring him back alive? How many times will you know that he is dead?" Well, that's certainly an answer, but I wanted to know. So, has he been continuously dead all this time, or was there a time in between when he was not dead for a while? Also, apart from the death thing, how's he doing? Then I sent a dozen or so annoying emails over the span of a couple of days, just to keep in touch. Eventually, I wore McAllister down. "You're really disturbing my life. Why?" "I need to know something," I explained. But McAllister replied, "If you're not interested to send the delivery fee, please leave me alone." "I just wanted to know one thing," I said. "What is that?" asked the scammer, although I think it's pretty obvious what was coming next. "How is Davis Bond?" The scammer snapped, "This will be the last day in your life you will ask me this question, okay?" "What? Why?" I protested. "How is he anyway?" Then I had to send another barrage of messages, again over a couple of days, ending up with, "Look, I am interested. When are you going to reply?" "What is the problem? Why are you texting me?" asked the scammer. I said, "I wanted to know, how is Davis Bond now? Why won't you tell me?" "Are you mad?" asked the scammer. "He's dead." "How is that possible?" I protested. "It's been so many months, 6 months now. Also on Monday you said that would be the last day of my life when I asked this question. So how did I ask it again today?" Anyway, it was getting a bit tricky keeping this conversation going, so I decided to try a different angle. Going all the way back to the original scam email, the one about the celebrity man Davis Bond, I forwarded this email to a different one of my Scambaiting mailboxes. Then from that one, I replied to McAllister as if I was a brand new scam victim by the name of Spatula Grime. Spatula said, "Hi, wow, this was in my junk folder and I didn't see it till just now. I don't think I met anyone called Davis. Who is he?" Pretty swiftly, the scammer replied, "I need your information and your phone number, okay?" "Okay," said Spatula, "but what is this about? I never met anyone called Davis. Can I maybe talk to him?" Ignoring that, McAllister said, "I'm waiting for your response, my friend. I need your phone number, okay?" "Wow, you're kind of pushy, you know that," complained Spatula. Trying to continue with the scammer asked, "How do you want to receive the $30 billion, my friend?" But Spatula was confused. "Wait, I don't know what or why this is the thing that is happening now. Can you get Davis to email me, because I don't remember who he is? I really think I need to talk to Mr. Davis, please." "Okay," agreed the scammer. "He will mail you today." And about half an hour later, in Spatula Grime's mailbox appeared a new email from Mr. Davis Bond, no less. Well, apparently no longer dead. I knew I was right to keep asking him about that. Davis Bond said, "I'm Mr. Davis Bond. I contacted you because of all my properties I want you to inherit. God reward you number and email to me when I was praying. So I want to follow the will of God by giving you my inheritance, my $30 billion, and my private jet and cars, and also my dealership and houses. Use it and take care of your family and support people around you, please. I don't want you to use it to intimidate anyone. Use it to help the poor and better your life. By God's grace, I'm going to join the Father in heaven soon." Spatula wrote back to McAllister saying, "He emailed me, but I still don't know who he is. I'll ask my friend if he knows." Which friend was Spatula talking about, we might wonder. Well, it was Manuel. That is my Scambaiting identity from the previous conversations with this scammer. Spatula wrote, "Hey Manuel, there's this guy called Davis who says he wants to send me money. Have you heard of him?" Manuel promptly replied, "Well, this is interesting. McAllister told me Davis Bond was dead." And I don't think it was a mistake because I checked several times. "So what do you mean?" Spatula asked Manuel. Now, you might be thinking it's a bit pointless for my two different Scambaiting personae to converse with each other like this, but it is for a reason. We'll see in just a moment. Meanwhile, McAllister wrote to Spatula, "The best thing you need to do is take all the properties and start up a new life, okay?" Or in other words, please carry on being scammed. Now, Manuel wrote to McAllister, and from that mailbox I was able to forward a completely authentic-looking conversation between Spatula and Manuel and ask, "I thought you said Davis Bond was dead, but my friend Grime just got an email from him. Care to explain?" Spatula was also asking probing questions. "My buddy Manuel says Davis was dead. So why are you telling Manuel that Davis is dead?" Presumably floundering here a bit, the scammer answered, "Yes, that's what I told you." "So how did he email me when he's dead?" asked Spatula. "I mean, it's a reasonable question." Spatula also told Davis Bond that something was afoot. "I mean, I know the scammer is operating both of these mailboxes, but the scammer doesn't know I know that." Clearly squirming and trying to recover, McAllister answered, "The doctor is the one who texted you with his email." "I don't think so," said Spatula. "He said his name was Davis Bond. So, is he alive or dead?" Then Spatula asked Davis Bond directly, "Are you alive or dead?" No reply. "Hi, I'm surprised you don't seem to care." Meanwhile, Manuel was busy telling Davis Bond his doubts about McAllister. "I write to inform you that someone named Stephen McAllister has been claiming that you are dead and that they are in charge of disbursement of your estate. I'm not entirely sure why this person would be doing this. It may be a child playing some sort of small boys game." And Spatula was also trying to get McAllister to reply, saying, "How? What? Also when?" Then a reply from the Davis Bond account. "This is not Mr. Davis Bond. I'm his doctor. He is dead. I think you want to confirm from me. Because, yes, it's completely normal that when you die in hospital, the doctor takes over your email account.
In our faith, you keep what you kill."
"I don't believe he is dead," replied Spatula Grime, still arguing about Davis Bond. To the doctor at Davis Bond's mailbox, "He emailed me on Sunday and he was alive." To McAllister, "I think Davis Bond is still alive." McAllister asked, "Why will you be thinking like that?" "He emailed me saying he was alive," explained Spatula. "Why would he say he's alive if he's dead?" After this, the conversation just sort of tailed off, both Spatula and Manuel saying that they believed Davis Bond was really alive, querying why the doctor was casually using the email account of a dead patient, and trying to reach out to Davis Bond, even though I know that Davis Bond is a complete fiction of the scammer. It just sort of faded to a quiet end. But while that was happening, something really weird had been starting up. I had received this email, which appears to be a copy of the original scam email about Davis Bond, but with some clumsy search and replacing to change it into Elaine Bond. Let's read it. "Hello, how are you doing today? My name is Gina Haspel, the CIA director from the United States of America. I'm here to tell you that Miss Elaine Bond is a celebrity man here in United States of America, and she has 2 companies of dealership of Ford car here in New Jersey, another one in Texas, and 3 cars and 4 houses here in New Jersey, and other 2 in Texas, and her have $30 billion on her account, and Miss Elaine Bond have any accident last month with her 2 children, and his and she lost her family all, and Miss Elaine Bond is now in the hospital, and why I contact you is that Miss Elaine Bond gave me your contact and told me she want you to hand over all her property to you, that she knows you are a good one, and Miss Elaine Bond, which I am telling you about now, has already been given date by doctor, and he will die by next week. And that is why Miss Elaine Bond told me to contact you, that he wants all her property belongs to you, so she will sign the document, and her all the property will be yours, okay? So get back to my text right now, and all this will cost you is $800 to get all the documents done." Now, I have to say, at this point I was highly suspicious of this email. It seems almost too perfect in its comic incompetence. My immediate gut reaction was that this is from someone with full knowledge of my Scambaiting back catalogue and might be trolling me. I haven't completely dismissed that suspicion even now, but anyway, let's continue and see where this goes and what other explanations there might be. Ignoring this Elaine Bond story, I replied, "Who is Davis Bond?" But the email body that I copied into this reply to the new scammer, or troll, was the one containing the Davis Bond story, the original email from McAllister. "What are you talking about?" was the reply. "This is CIA Director Gina Haspel, and here to help you get an information on how you're going to receive your packages okay." "Who is Davis Bond?" I asked again. The reply came back, "Hello dear, this is Gina Haspel, the CIA Director. I'm here to help you receive what belongs to you, and you're the only person holding it to deliver at your doorstep with others' properties that will transfer into your name right, which you've to try to get back to us. On more details on how this transaction will proceed immediately after we hear back from you to follow the next steps. Okay, thank you." "Yes," I said, "but who is Davis Bond?" Gina Haspel replied, "Dawn Davis, Vice President and Publisher at Simon & Schuster, is taking on the head role at Bon Appetit magazine on November 2, in a move that was reported today in the New York Times, who called her one of the few black power players in the book world." "Well," I replied, "because that sentence does indeed contain the words Davis and Bon, almost like the sort of thing you'd get if you Googled the phrase, 'Who is Davis Bond?' In fact, the top result from that Google search, well, not quite the top result, but hold that thought, we're coming back to it in a moment." Gina Haspel wrote, "All right, thank you. We've to follow up the next steps to proceed with this transaction immediately without any reason, right?" "Not yet," I answered. "But why? Or are you not interested in this transaction?" "That's right," I confirmed. What happened next was a little bit unexpected. Let's look at it, then ponder on what might be happening here. Gina Haspel, the Director of Central Agent Intelligence of the United States of America, wrote in shouty caps, "Where's the $75 Apple Card, and why didn't you reply my message on time, because I was texting you since morning? And listen, I don't care on what you wrote, but if you're not interested anymore, just let me know, because I can see it has come to an end to institute me. And you must be a very stupid man since you're not ready anymore. Why can't you just said it so that I can cancel this transaction, idiot? Why did you always come up with excuses whenever we discussed and conclude that you're going to make the payment for you to receive what belongs to you? I'm not going to show nothing TP you till make the payment, because you know that I'm real telling you all the truthfully, but you take it for grant. The only things you can do better is send money TP scam, but when you see real things you don't know, idiot, and that's why you're poor. And remember, I'm not bagging you out of your money, because I can feed you and your family member, which you know that the money you're supposed to send was to clear up mistake, reason to avoid mistake, and the $75 is nothing for me because it's not up to for what I'm receiving from the USA President. Okay, thank you." Ooh, quite the little meltdown there, wouldn't you agree? What's going on here? Well, one of four things, I think, but if you can think of other possibilities, do let me know in the comments. Firstly, as per my original suspicions, this could be someone who isn't a scammer at all, but is trolling me. But it did arrive direct into a Scambaiting mailbox, which I take steps not to make public. Usually the people who try to troll me try it via the channel contact mailbox, but I suppose this could be someone who spotted an email address that I omitted to blur in a screenshot in a video somewhere. Nextly, this could be just a scammer who's conflated me with someone else they're trying to scam. I mean, this conversation never included anything about a $75 Apple Card, so what's that about? If this is the case, I think there's a chance that that other person they're talking to is another scambaiter, given the tone of this response. Furthermore, and I think perhaps slightly more likely, this could be a fresh scammer who's acquired the Davis Bond story template and ineptly tried to make their own version of it and is just trying their level best to scam me. That does happen. Scammers sell their scam scripts to other scammers or steal them from other scammers. But why did this one melt down like that, though? Well, remember they answered the "Who is Davis Bond" question with the top Google search result. Yeah, that's not actually the top result. This is. It could be a real scammer that's now watched one of my videos and figured out what's really happening here. Finally, another possibility is that this isn't a different scammer at all. This might be McAllister trying to come at me from a different angle for whatever reason, albeit by a rather absurd method. The sudden eruption into accusation does somewhat support the hypothesis that this might be someone who already bears a little pent-up anger toward me. But what do you think? Anyway, that's all I have for now, and I think this conversation with the scam has probably run its course. It was nice to see Davis Bond come back to life, however briefly, and it's a shame that he did so only to apparently die again shortly afterwards. But perhaps there's a pattern emerging. Maybe I should keep asking in case he comes back to life again. Thanks for watching, stay safe from scams, and I hope to see you again soon.
Don't tell me anything about